Okay, we're on.
We're on.
We're on.
We're live from Park Central.
Cool.
7th Avenue.
Oh.
It's been a long day.
What do you think about the first? Today was the first full day.
It's great. I love it.
It was.
I felt like this was. Could you stop blogging from your cheap mobile phone, please?
Cheap.
Is that an iPhone?
No.
So then
You?
So then it's cheap.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, I felt like today was the first that it started. It really started because today you guys got to interact with a whole bunch of different people. So how was it this morning before we left when I said, okay, we're going to go spend this day with some undomiciled people? Did they meet your expectations?
It was.
What were your expectations of Vance and, let's get the names right, Vance and,
Derek and Deborah.
oh, to the D, the VDD. Vance, Vance.
DVD.
DVD. So we spent.
And Brett down here.
Yeah, Brett.
That was Brett.
Yeah.
And we didn't get the name of the other
Oh.
guy.
No.
Okay, we're gonna go back and ask him.
Yeah, we
Right? So there was DVD
And B.
and
B.
and B at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So what did you guys think of DVD? Derek, Vance,
Deborah.
and Deborah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you guys think of DVD? What were your expectations when you met them and they were shaking your hand? Did you have any idea that they were undomiciled?
No.
No.
And then when they explained to you that they were undomiciled, were you surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they opened up their mouth and started speaking,
Oh.
I was shocked.
what? Was it, did they slur? What? Tell me. I know what my impression was. What
They have such a good vocabulary. Can
Yeah.
you say that? Yeah. They, I don't know, it's like, yeah. I don't know what to say. They were unbelievable.
You guys gotta say something. What was it? Come on, what was it like?
They know everything about New York and everything from politics to how people feel, what is
History.
happening. Yeah, has history. They know everything about this place.
But they're homeless or undomiciled. How's that possible?
They were educating us.
But they're homeless.
I know.
So, how's that
That doesn't
possible?
mean anything for them that they're homeless.
What does it mean to you?
None.
What did it mean to you before we went down to that atrium, down those steps? What were all the things in your head before we went down those steps to meet DVD?
I was so nervous, to be honest.
You were
I
nervous?
was really nervous.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why, but. And
Oh, we're gonna spend the day with homeless people.
Yeah.
Ah! Was it one of those?
No, but
Oh.
I was wondering how he looked and.
Oh, what was the picture? Yeah, that's a good one. What was the picture you had in your head?
Long beard.
Yeah, long
Yeah,
beard.
like Brett.
Seriously?
Something like
Why the beard? That's the new one.
Because you
How do you
don't
shave
get the
in
time to
Norway?
groom yourself.
Huh?
in Norway.
Homeless people in Norway have long beards and
Yeah.
What is the thing?
Drugs. But yeah.
He was saying
No,
something
but
when we were
he-
walking in the street. He
yeah.
was saying something like that to me. In
Nobody
Norway,
drugs.
homelessness is drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody do drugs. In
Narkoman.
In Norway, everybody do drugs. In here, nobody do drugs.
And drugs cost money. Does anybody have money?
Mm.
But the
Norway.
homeless people in Norway have enough money to buy drugs.
I feel so, yeah.
Isn't that new? That's different. If you're really homeless,
Yeah.
how the hell do you have money for drugs? At least the last time I found out drugs were still expensive, right? So you're going down the steps, you guys thought this guy had a beard? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
What else was in your head? This is cool. So the guy had a beard and what else?
That his hands would be really dirty. His
Yeah.
nails would be
Under his nails? Yeah.
Okay.
But he got so what?
They
nice
were
hands?
so clean.
Yeah.
And they were so neat and they had manners. More than us. They were educating us and they were telling us that they weren't there to what do you say? Doctrinate? Or when you try to say something and make that person
Change your belief systems.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they told us that they want to change our belief system. They just want to tell us, you know, how New York works and how their life is.
How were they dressed?
Really nice.
Yeah, no.
Really nice.
When he showed
What's
up
really-
in a suit.
In
I
a
was-
suit.
I saw Derek when he was sitting behind because he was talking on the phone, and I just wanted to hear what he was talking about. So I turned around, but then he looked me in the eyes and I turned back. But then you started talking to him on the phone, and then I understood that he was Derek, and that was so surprising.
They
I
were
was shocked.
both Derek and Vance were wearing ties.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
Shirt and tie.
shirt and ties, and it matched. It wasn't like a cheap tie or.
No,
They look good.
they did.
And
Deborah.
Deborah, geez, why her name's killing me. And Deborah was just very nice,
Yeah.
Yes.
very feminine, very stylish.
Yeah.
She was wearing makeup.
Yeah.
Her hair was
But-
fixed.
But Deborah wasn't undomiciled.
No,
Deborah lived.
she has a subsidized rent fixed apartment in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, and basically that means the U.S. government has to, in a building in a very large, be more specific, in one of these beautiful, incredible buildings here in Midtown Manhattan, like the Trump Tower,
Yeah.
on every couple of hundred apartments, by law, they must have one rent stabilized apartment. So in Trump Tower, there's a rent stabilized apartment.
What does that mean?
That means it's only $600 when everybody else is paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000.
Why is that?
It's a law.
Okay.
For every couple of hundred apartments, you have to have one for poor person, or somebody who can afford. So in Trump Tower, there is a probably person who would be undomiciled living there for incredibly low price, and that's Deborah. So she said the people in her building pay $3,000 a month. She'd probably be about 500, 600. I don't know, but it's not. It's always a very small amount compared to the normal price. But she had a lot of pride when she talked about that, right? She had a lot of pride when she said, I'm not undomiciled.
Yeah.
She goes, I'm not undomiciled, I am happy, I'm lucky, what was she said? She had a lot of pride in her voice.
Yeah.
A lot
She
of pride. But
always
they
said-
all three had a lot of pride in
Yeah.
their voice.
That's true.
Being undomiciled is no reason not to be proud.
Isn't that new?
Yeah, that's new.
All the things you guys had in your head. Before we walked in Atrium. Shocking when you actually meet. These are your first undomiciled people you ever met? You ever talked to?
Mm.
You ever forget DVD?
DVD. But even though they were undomiciled and we didn't know anything about their lives, still they became friends with us.
Yeah.
Mm.
Even though everything seemed to be so shocking, you were like, oh my god, really?
What do you say
Really?
still they became? That's
Like, what if they get offended by us being so,
But that's
Maybe.
common for every person we've met today. Everyone is like
they just
open
accept that
and-
we don't
yeah.
know anything about it. They can get angry and be like, oh, you
Did
guys don't
anybody
know
get angry?
anything about
No.
Did anybody
society.
get angry?
No.
No.
That's what I'm talking
Everybody
about.
took it with a smile.
Exactly.
Smile back.
The more we engaged them, the more they
Engaged.
engaged us.
Yeah.
The more we looked at them, the more they looked at us.
Successful day.
It's not a successful day. You just lived life normal finally.
Mm.
That's what you did.
But isn't that successful?
You had a normal day. Yeah, it's a successful day, but why isn't every other day before this more successful? Why haven't you looked at people before? Why haven't you talked to people before? Every day before this could have been as successful as today. Look what you've been missing. And that's what the undomiciled. That's what Brett is the guy we met downstairs.
Yep.
Now Brett, what he had his shopping cart behind him, some pillow or something he
Yeah.
was sleeping on, right? Brett was articulate. What book was Brett reading? God,
Oh,
Knudsen,
So,
ja, Knudsen
a Swedish author,
yeah.
and he just finished another book on Nazi
Yeah.
something, and
written in 1947 against Nazis.
the guy's well read. The
And
people
you
we
also
met.
knew that guy that he wrote a book in 24 days, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Then he died or something.
Yeah. These are homeless people. Undomiciled, sorry. Undomiciled is a cool word. These are undomiciled people. Why's your hand up?
I want to close the window.
Okay, you close it. You get
You
very
have to
warm in
pull
here.
it down.
You need muscle to close the window. Ah! There we go.
I have a muscle.
Here's my point. These are undomiciled people, and they impressed the living hell out of you. Did they? Yes or no?
Yes.
With their
Knowledge.
knowledge, articulation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What wasn't impressive? Everything. They didn't stop sharing knowledge.
Yeah.
They were polite as hell.
Yeah.
They welcomed us. They made us feel comfortable.
And they talk.
Talked a lot,
Yeah.
but not boring stuff. Everything always
Are we
interesting.
interested?
Exactly.
Interests.
Follow. Well, they even asked you before we left Atrium. We even started today. They demanded to know what are your interests.
Yeah.
That's called respect.
Yeah.
If we're going to spend the day together, I need to know what you're interested in. Otherwise, I'm boring you telling you what I'm interested in. How many conversations you have with people back in Norway, and it begins with, what are you interested in?
No.
What does that tell you? Why aren't people taking interest in you? Why are undomiciled people in New York more interested in who you are and where your passion is than your friends back home?
Because they aren't superficial. Or
Oh,
flatty.
Over flat. Why are undomiciled people more caring than the people back in Norway? Why are undomiciled people more articulate than the people back in Norway? These are undomiciled people. They're not supposed to be that way. That's what you guys thought when you woke up this
Yeah.
morning, right? That's what you all thought? Dirty, beard, maybe smelly. And you found you got hit with everything the exact opposite. Matter of fact, these people are probably more impressive than some of your teachers back in Björnholt. No offense to Björnholt, just offense to the entire school system.
I didn't say anything.
Right. But it's a fact. Do teachers try to impress you? Do teachers give you that much respect? Do teachers give you that much love? Did you feel the love today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From who? Undomiciled people. You got love from them. Are you embarrassed that you don't get that back at home? Why don't you get it back at home? What did you wake up with this morning in your head? What picture? What smell? What thoughts? Are you a little embarrassed now?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are.
What would you have missed if you would have went through the day today like you do every day?
We wouldn't have any friends.
Mm.
Now we have 4.
You'd also have missed you. You tapped into a new part of you today. You guys can talk to people. You could pick up people's spirits. You smiled at people today. I saw all of you. I was watching everybody. And even that girl that usually was pouring water, she came over and talked to you guys. She said, smile, smile, right? And you guys smiled. And what happened? People smiled back. You talked to them, they talked back. Look what you got out of today and what extra did you do? You did nothing unusual. You smiled and you looked at people. With DVD, you talked to them, they talked back, and they gave you God knows how many decades of knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge on everything. I mean, damn, right?
Yeah.
Depth of knowledge on everything.
They knew everything.
Everything. They could have kept on going. When we had lunch and we moved the table and made one long table, they were kept on going. And it was never boring.
No.
It was maybe too much English, because you guys are not used to that much English. You used to Netflix English. But what's the difference between Netflix English and that English? That's a different English. That's intense intelligence you were getting hit with. Knowledge and knowledge and knowledge. Not that bullshit on Netflix. That's boring English. Well, it wasn't boring today. It was a lot of English, but it was never boring. From undomiciled people. Why aren't you getting that stimulation back at home? Everybody's got a hit them. Everybody's got a car. How come those people are not as interesting as the homeless people here? Why not?
Because they're dead inside.
But these people are undomiciled here. They don't have a home. You know they're going back to the park, right? Where's Brent sleeping tonight?
Over
On the
there.
corner?
He's
Right where we
saying
found
I'm
him.
gonna stay here tonight.
Yeah.
We were like, see you later, Brett.
Yeah. He had no problem telling us that. He's sleeping on that corner. Where are we sleeping?
Here.
Here. And we were so shameful when we told people where we live because they asked us where we were staying.
Yeah,
And
Deborah
even
asked.
that
when she-
woman we met
Yeah.
while we were talking to Brett, she walked with us down this road, and then we turned in to go into the hotel. And at that moment, I was so shameful. I was like, I don't even want to go inside.
We should be. It's part of the reason why we're in this hotel. So that we feel like crap every night we go to bed. It's on purpose. Almost everybody you guys helped today and gave food to at St. Bartholomew's Church, at the soup kitchen, every single one of them are going to sleep in some street corner. Central Park, or what did we learn from Vance?
On the
This,
subway.
on the subway. They sleep on the subway. That's where they're sleeping, and we're in this wonderful hotel. It's on purpose. We're supposed to feel like crap when we go to bed at night. This is on purpose. It's not right. They gave us respect. Not one person was mean to us today. We got tons of love today. Tons of love. Tons of respect. Did anybody was nasty to us? No. What did you guys do when we were leaving the soup kitchen? Can we cross the street and give that guy the piece of paper, remember? And we did. And what did we get back? You guys were nervous as hell, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were extremely scared. What did we get back? An extremely articulate man who knew about Norway. He shared a whole bunch of stories, didn't he?
Yeah.
But when we were crossing the street approaching him, each one of you was scared, yes?
Yes.
You just left the soup kitchen. You just understood how to connect with people. But yet still, you defaulted back to who you were. But what did you get back from that guy? He gave you love, he gave you respect, he gave you knowledge, and you kept on picking up his hood to make sure he gave you eye contact. How much time are you giving people eye contact? Are you giving people eye contact back? How come that undomiciled guy was giving you eye contact? How come you don't do that to other people? He's undomiciled. Are you starting to get it?
Yeah.
Do you understand every day before this how you've been blowing it? The way life is in Norway, the way life people tell you to live is wrong. How much have you been missing? Wasn't it wonderful to help feed people today? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
It
Did you feel it right away?
was. Yeah.
A little nervous in the beginning?
Yeah.
What was the feeling in the beginning when they just said, "Okay, here comes everybody"? What were you guys thinking? What were you feeling?
What would I say to them? They ask me what you are taking and everything.
And what
So-
kind of people that?
How do you come at them? How do you ask them questions and all that stuff? I was wondering how I should do that.
Ask what you think.
Say not to ask.
And did it feel weird? How did it feel when you gave that first? What were you responsible for? You were responsible for bread. How did it feel when you gave that first piece of bread away? Was it felt natural? Did the feeling change as you kept on giving bread away? Did you realize you were giving more than just bread?
You could see it in their eyes, some of them. But they
You were giving them a tomorrow. Without food, we don't make it to tomorrow. So you weren't just giving them bread. you give them another chance to make it to tomorrow. And by looking at them, you gave them respect that nobody does. How many people would stop and talking to Brett? Nobody was. And he's right there on the heart of 7th Avenue. Right? From where Brett is, he can see Central Park, he can see Times Square, and then people just walking right by. He's a nice guy. He's more than a nice guy. Smart guy. Why haven't we looked at other people before today? Did anybody say not to? I guess our friends say don't talk to people on the train. Don't talk to people on the T-Bahn. You guys talk to all these people today who you would, in Norway, you're not supposed to. What did you get back? You get a whole new perspective on life. And this is only day one. What do you give back, get back, when you see people? Give back love. It cost you nothing. You didn't have to give Brett money. You didn't have to give him potato chips. You didn't have to give the guy whose name we will find out. We will find that guy again. You gave him some candy bars. What did you give him, Katina?
Yeah,
Chocolate.
You gave him nutrition bars. Okay, some protein powder and stuff like that. You didn't have to, because you gave him something that's more than just food. He said he already knew where all the soup kitchens were. He was looking for something else. We're all looking for something else. We're all looking to be recognized and be seen. That's what we all want. Why can't we give it to each other? Why do we can't, how come we're not allowed to talk to people on the T-Bahn? How come we can't talk to people on the bus? But isn't that what people want? At the very fundamental level, isn't that what they want? Isn't that what Brent wanted and everybody else we want today? They needed to eat, but what did they appreciate more? Did they not say, God bless you? They didn't even just say thank you. Someone said, God bless you. Giving you their blessing. How many people in Norway give you damn blessings? Do you understand? Are you starting to understand what this is about? The position you're in to make a difference in your life now, going forward, in seeing people, and loving people, and knowing what you get back. Do you understand why you're here? This is only day one. Are you excited about day two?
Yeah.
Some other stuff that happened today that anybody could think of?
Yeah.
Yes, the lady at the old lady at
Who started choking.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
So scary.
It
and
was
nobody
really
could
scary.
help her.
What really impressed me about that was I felt uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do. I stood up and I stood up. I didn't know what to do.
Any guy come around.
That guy was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Everybody else said, "Don't touch her, don't touch her." I remember that, and then I stood up and I didn't know what to do. Right? And that was just my situation. We all were thinking, "What can we do? What are you supposed to do?" Right? There's no book written for the situation. What did that guy do? The guy furthest away came running across and kneeled beside her, put his hand on her, and tried to help her. He ignored everybody saying, "Don't touch her." He came furthest away, and he actually helped her the most. And then he went back to his lunch. I was so impressed by the guy. He broke all the protocols that you're not supposed to do. And what did he do? He gave her love and respect, and he took care of her. Short-term relationship in a different way.
Because when she was coughing, it sounds so weird.
Yeah.
It sounds so serious.
It sounds like she was
ill.
drowning.
And she was. But she saw how thin she was. She was so
Yeah.
frail and gentle
Yeah.
that when Vance said I was going to give it a Heimlich, I was about to say, you can't give it a Heimlich. You look like you would break her.
Yeah.
You know the Heimlich is, right? That whole,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She was so thin and she's so fragile and old, you might actually break this woman. So what
Then you would get in trouble.
But you try to help her, right?
Yeah. But he gave her water and said that drink this really slowly and calm down. And she did. And she started choking because she ate too fast.
Exactly.
And she said that right after.
Yeah. And why did she probably eat so fast? Probably her first meal in God knows how long.
Yeah, that was really sad.
But did you see the manager when he was like?
He was just standing there. That was
Yeah,
No, I didn't see.
he
What
did.
happened?
we were
Yeah,
like, come, help. But
Yeah, and he was
standing
like,
there
just
watching
Yeah.
what was happening. But I think everyone is afraid to help, just in case something would have happened to her. But what if that man wasn't there?
Exactly.
It doesn't help that we stood up and
Yeah,
just
exactly.
we're standing there and just
No, I was
looking at her like,
embarrassed.
do
I didn't
something,
know,
do
yeah.
something.
No,
We want help.
Things happen for a reason. And that happened in the beginning of our day for a reason.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the day was, what else happened today? That was, yeah, thanks for bringing that up. And that man was, he was big in my world.
Yeah.
He was an angel. He was a role model for us.
And when we went to eat breakfast, the waiter, at
Yeah.
first we were like, why is he so sad? Why
Yeah.
doesn't he have any energy? But then we thought that, okay, we shouldn't judge him. We don't know his story. And later when we met DVD, we figured out that his salary is only $2.14. Who would be happy to work so hard and give someone service if they would only earn that little? He can't even afford buying the cheapest meal where he works. So
Our breakfast was I think average was about $10 per person this morning.
yeah.
And he makes $2.14. So he would have to work for 5 hours. Oh no, that's $2.14. So he takes home probably $1.50. For $10, he has to work a full day just to buy a breakfast at his own place, his own job.
And the
Makes no
tips
sense.
that they take the tips or they
Oh,
come
is it-
after
Yeah,
you.
So okay, yeah, say it loud and clear, all right? Loud and clear.
He's an.
Who we talking? That was mind boggling because like, so who's Jay-Z? Jay-Z's this singer, rapper.
Rapper.
Yeah.
He's a rapper. Makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Our kids love Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, excuse my French. Now, how is Jay-Z one of the world's biggest assholes? No, I mean, how else are you supposed to explain it? No, seriously, go ahead.
I don't know how to explain it. He took the tip that one girl. earned.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody on the club.
Yeah.
In the club.
Yeah.
She worked on.
He takes their
And-
tips. So they
Yeah.
only get paid $2.18.
Yeah.
No tips. Jay-Z has to take that money home.
He's married to Beyonce. That's
Yeah.
like.
She can do one show
Yeah.
and they would earn so much money.
Oh my gosh.
But it's nice though, she sued him. That
Yeah.
girl sued him.
But how messed up is that?
It is really
Really
messed up.
messed up.
But is he aware of what he's doing?
Of
Yeah.
course he is.
Or maybe there's someone working for him.
He's aware. Because if they gotta went to court, if he's not aware and he's letting his name brand go out there and everybody's making these decisions on his behalf, then he's at fault for being ignorant.
Yeah. Either way, that's sad though.
We have to Google it afterwards.
Yeah.
And see what
Because they even wanted us to Google everything they said. Because they wanted us to check if what they were saying.
Have you guys been told that in school to fact check everything?
No.
What do your teachers tell you? When your teacher tells you something in school, does the teacher then say, matter of fact, do your teachers tell you in school, go home and check everything I told you so that you verify that I'm telling you the truth? Has the teacher ever told you that?
No.
What do the teachers tell you? Just believe everything I say?
Yeah. You have to do it to get a good grade.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
just
true.
write what you think or what you figured out on a test. You just fail if you.
And what were we told today? They said you're supposed to think for yourself.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
It sure is.
The smartest people we probably all have met in the last couple of months, maybe years, say, don't just believe me, fact check everything I say. And then our teachers, our so-called teachers, tell us, just believe everything I say, don't even question it. Something's broken. Something's not working. And Jay-Z's an idiot.
Yeah. He's a big asshole.
No, I mean, come on. You don't take people's tips.
No. They don't earn anything.
As future leaders, let me ask you this question. Would you allow your employees to make $2.18 an hour? Let's put in
No.
kroner. 2.18, what do we say, 15 kroner an hour before Scott.
No, not at all.
Is it okay? Could you run a business and tell your employees?
No.
No.
Okay, continue. Right now, tell me in Norwegian. We're interviewing. I'm interviewing for a job with you. I want you to tell me in this job that I'm interviewing with that I'm going to make 15 kroner an hour. Go ahead. See how you like it. Go for it.
Kan du se da? Det er noe helt annerledes i Norge.
Say it. Jeg har lyst på å jobbe her. Det er kjempespennende for meg, men hva er lønn? Hva skal jeg få?
15 kroner.
Hva sa du?
15 kroner.
15 kroner hver minutt.
Timelønn.
Er det riktig?
Ja.
Er det mulig?
Ja.
How does it feel?
Det var litt flaut, rett og slett.
15 kroner an hour. How can a human being tell somebody they're going to make 15 kroner an hour?
They're not humans.
Try it. Say it. Thomas, du skal få 15 kroner. Go ahead. It feels good. I want you to just roll it out of your mouth. This is why you're here, so that you guys never, ever, ever avoid the Jay-Z of, oh, I'll let somebody else just do that, and I'll just hang out and enjoy being running this company. Try being in the shoes of the person that's going to tell somebody you're only making 15 kroner an hour.
And they belong to a middle class type of group. They weren't the poorest people before they become undomiciled. And they told us that there are, like the poorest people get support and they easily get food from soup kitchens and stuff, but if you are from a middle type of group or lower middle class, you don't get help.
Because you're right above the poverty line.
Yeah.
But
That's difficult.
yeah,
Like
You
you know that you don't have anything and you know that no one's gonna help you because they believe that you got something that you really don't have.
exactly.
Or that you can't, let's say that if you were poor for like a week and then you won't get food for that week or you can't just get out of that situation, it doesn't have to be a big situation all the time. If it's just a small one, you just don't get out of it. Or if you don't survive that week. But you could have, gotten out of it.
What do you do when you know one of your colleagues is undomiciled? He said that some of the people working at Starbucks and these places are actually undomiciled. That's what Van said. A lot of these waiters who are making $2.18 an hour don't have a place to live. Would you talk to your colleague if you knew they were undomiciled, but yet they were working next to you at Starbucks, or would you think any different of them after today? Or before today?
Before today, yes.
After? No.
What happened today? Powerful day. This is your day. These are your moments. These are your reflections. These are your thoughts. These are yours, not mine. These are yours. That will define you, or already define you, and you are not to let this day go. And any other day that goes on during this whole week. Do you understand? I will put my foot up your butt. I am dead serious. This is about you. How are you gonna let you go? You go back to Norway and you go back to your old way of being. How the hell are you gonna disrespect yourself with that? Here you have an important day, an emotional day. You touch something in a part of you that you've never gone and felt before, and you dare go back to Norway and be the old self you were? Then in a few years you'll be telling somebody you're making 15 krone an hour and it's not to bother you, but it bothers you right now. This is who you are. Today you start to understand who you really are, because you were allowed to do things you're not allowed to do back at home. Talk to people who are undomiciled. Give them respect, give them love, and give that back. All the things we're not supposed to do. And when you don't do it, how much would you have missed today? You'd have missed you. You've been missing who you are every day before today, because society has said, don't do this, don't do that, don't talk to them, don't see them, don't feed them, don't give them money. He's homeless. Don't you dare even look at him, walk by him. Don't they say that back in Norway? Aren't they some of the most beautiful people we met? Don't forget who you are. This day defines you. Every day going forward defines you, because you're being who you are. You're not letting society judge you, not letting society tell you what to do. You're doing, it was you guys who wanted to cross the street and talk to the guy we don't know his name. It was you guys who said, let's cross the street and talk to Brent. It wasn't even me. It was you. And then you guys found out all these new things. As you reminded me, short-term relationships. What would this day be without all those short-term relationships? Every time one you gave a juice or a salad or whatever to somebody, that was a short-term relationship. What do you eat? And you got a smile. How many smiles did you get in total today? Have you counted? How many days in Norway have you gotten that many smiles? There were 124 people we fed in that soup kitchen today. Have you ever got smiled by 124 people in one day in Norway before? In 1 week, 1 month, maybe in a year. You got it in an hour and 25 minutes.
I mean, only though we were there for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It felt like a half hour, but you were there for an hour and a half. And we're going back again tomorrow.
Can't wait.
I hope they remember us.
Oh, they will.
And I hope Brett comes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
invited him to come.
Well, you know what? We'll make sure on the way there we'll tell them we're going.
Yeah.
But
He can
he's-
walk with us.
Yeah.
We can walk together.
But he weren't there 5 o'clock. When he
Oh
walked
yeah,
over.
that's true.
He comes
Okay.
every night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
so
the
we-
evening.
If he's there, we'll make sure that we tell him.
Yeah.
And if he's there and he's said he's coming, because it'll probably take him a while to get there with his cart,
Yeah.
then we make sure we put aside some stuff for him
Yeah.
and we take care of him. But like, what did he say though? He said, "I have too much food." What he said touched me.
That
Yeah.
he helped people who were less unfortunate than him.
That Christmas story.
Yeah. Do you
Wow.
where did he get shoes from?
We found
The
him.
church.
Yeah, he found him in front of the
Ah.
church.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really nice story.
The Christmas story. He found sneakers in front of a church.
Yeah.
Size 6.
A whole bunch of sneakers, and one of them
Yeah.
was a size 6. What's the rest of the story? And then
And then he
And
walked
then
around
it
the corner.
And he saw
And
me.
he
midget.
and midget with
Barts.
Canada.
yeah, but yeah, like the pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And what was that?
And he stopped him and said, "You want a new pair of shoes?" And he pulled out the sneakers that were size 6, and he put them on, and they were really nice. And he walked around and gave Brad a hug, and he said that was a really good feeling.
And that the midget had a tear in his eye.
Yeah.
And he said, "Why shall I give you back?"
Yeah.
And Brad was, "You don't need to give me anything."
He's really good at telling stories.
Yeah.
It's like, I have 2 stories for
Yeah.
you. And he's told like 5.
And what would we have missed if we would have walked by him like everybody else? I don't think any of us will forget the story about the Christmas and the midget. It's not possible. He gave us a gift. And all we had to do was stop and talk to him. how many stories have we missed in our lives by walking by people? Isn't it exciting to think that now, going forward, there's so many people and morning stories that make you look forward to?
Yeah.
Isn't that a better perspective? The guy whose name we didn't get, I asked him a question. I was asking him a lot of questions because you guys seem to be a little shy about asking questions, so it's no problem. I was asking questions. And one of his answers was, the future is going to be great or something, remember?
Yeah.
And I said, boy, so you think tomorrow's going to be really good? Yeah, tomorrow's going to be great. He's undomiciled. He's homeless. The guy had this most powerful, positive outlook on tomorrow that I've met in a long time. For me, my head was thinking about the soup kitchen and I was thinking about that kid that came back 3 times.
Yeah.
And what he had on a Burberry scarf, a really nice
North
shirt.
Face jacket.
North Face jacket, a leather backpack or something. He was dressed.
And really nice shoes as well.
Yeah,
leather
beautiful
shoes.
leather shoes. Kid was dressed beautiful.
Yeah.
He came back in the soup kitchen, I counted 3 times at least. And that's where my head was. And I was thinking about, like you guys, I was thinking about everything, reflecting on the soup kitchen. How could this be? Why? I wasn't thinking too positive. I wasn't thinking negative. I was trying to figure things out. And then this guy, he was so excited about tomorrow. And sorry. How can a guy sitting on a street corner in the cold be so excited about tomorrow? And how many times we're at home sitting in our bed, our warm bed, upset, complaining about tomorrow? What the hell's wrong with us? We don't appreciate what we have, do we? And he didn't seem upset at all about his situation. Remember him the next time you're pissed off and not looking forward to tomorrow and all that crap. He blew me away. I took actually 2 steps back when he said that. I was completely surprised. After the soup kitchen, I thought everybody was who was undomiciled and was never look forward to tomorrow. This guy was so optimistic. I was embarrassed for myself. I didn't see that one coming. And Brett was like, oh. Brett was, I'll see you tomorrow. Another positive guy. How the hell, why are we positive? What's wrong with us? Why do we complain so much? I mean, everybody today we met has 10,000 more reasons to complain than we do. What else happened today? Anything else that jumps up? Anybody remember?
I think of man's bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has the bag is his life. I'm shocked.
I kept on staring at that bag all day.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
also looking down at it, but can that be offensive if you try to look at someone's stuff? Like looking at someone's purse and be like,
Ask
okay.
him. Would Vance have been offended by the question?
No. It's a quite personal question. But it's not like that the DVDs that they believe that everyone should have the same amount of money or the same amount of resources. They just don't want the difference to be so big. They said that we know that someone's always gonna be richer, someone's always gonna have more. But the poor people shouldn't be so poor because there is enough resources for everyone. So it isn't like that they believe that they should be as rich as Donald Trump or something. But the difference shouldn't
want equality. They just want everybody to have a little piece of land, they said,
Mm.
so they can take care of themselves.
And Henry George.
Henry George, we will look up who Henry George is.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they give free education to people on the internet about Henry George.
One thing that stood out, and you guys caught it, was when Vance was telling, we were down in the Wall Street area, and Vance was talking about his background of being an Indian and what else is he a mix of? A Native American?
He was from
And Nigerian.
yeah, Nigerian
Yeah.
and Lakota.
Lakota, very good, yeah, exactly. And he's telling this story, and what happened that he was telling his story and we were in a circle.
Yeah.
Oh,
The guy
yeah.
came.
It was
No.
Vance's
Yeah.
friend. It's a friend of Vance.
He was?
Yeah.
But he was standing there and when
Vance said
when we were
hello,
down-
or?
No, I don't think so. But Vance knew him.
Okay.
It was a buddy of him.
No, we
We were standing in a circle and a man comes and he joins us. He just stands there in our
Oh.
circle standing with us.
Mhm.
Like he was in the group. And when we started walking, he just started walking the other way.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened.
Didn't know.
Like, no,
Vance?
I don't know.
He just
He's
stopped.
just a
He's
friend
one
of
to
Vance.
hear. He got educated.
He just stopped and joined the group.
Yeah.
Normal. Are you allowed to do that in Norway?
No.
And what did Brett say about intelligent and stupid people? Something about
Oh yeah.
the thinking. Stupid people think.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
Stupid people can also think.
Hmm.
9 people say I'm stupid,
Hmm.
but stupid people.
Yeah, something like I didn't understand. I was like, oh wow.
We'll actually get to- we'll actually get
I
tomorrow.
felt so stupid. I didn't even want to ask him. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but it was so profound.
I think it's so deep
Yeah.
that we just can't understand it.
You remember, do you remember what he said? Do you remember what he said? That was a tough. I was.
Aristotle of New York.
That was. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Brett?
That was total of New York. What?
Aristotle.
Aristotle
Yeah.
of Aristotle of New York. Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah, we didn't even understand what he said. We were like, okay. That was too deep.
An undomiciled guy on 7th Avenue is the Aristotle of New York. Now that's
Yeah.
cool as hell. So we met DVD and Aristotle. What a day did we have? Anything else? Anybody jump out? Anything else jumps out? into
We
it?
should have talked to the woman who was choking.
I think she was just happy to be there. I'm not sure, but that was interesting.
Seeing old people eating alone is really sad.
A lot of people eat alone. A lot of old people eat alone.
I think everyone sees their grandmother when they see an old woman.
So now you know.
Yeah.
Remember that. I think this was a very good first day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we are off to Kip in Brooklyn, and we got to be there by 9 o'clock the latest, and it takes a while to get there. It might take like an hour and a half.
With a
Yeah. So that means we actually have to leave to go there at 7:30.
Yay!
So that means if we have breakfast, we actually have
At the
Olive something.
yeah.
Healthy, organic food.
if
Yeah.
it's open at 6:30.
Wow.
Should be.
We can check it.
Or else it's open.
New York, isn't New York the city? What do you call
Never
City
sleeps.
that
Never
never
sleeps.
That
sleeps.
never sleeps.
So we would have to have breakfast at 6:30,
Yeah, of course.
and a quick breakfast, not a long breakfast. And then we have to be leave this get to the subway by 7:30, and then it's gonna take an hour and a half to get there. We can't be late, so we have to hopefully get there a little earlier.
Yeah.
And I have the directions are written, but I haven't looked at a map. I have no idea, and we might risk getting lost and all that. Oof, oh my. and they were there from 9 to 2. So what we can do is we're gonna have lunch with them. When we'll treat them to lunch, or if possible, tomorrow may be a day where we don't eat much. But then at 2 o'clock we'll go find some place and we'll eat a big lunch.
Okay.
All right. So we might go hungry during the morning. I hope you don't mind too much.
Why can't we just buy something now, a sandwich you can just carry and eat it?
We can do that
Yeah.
now too to save time more. That's a great idea. And then worst case we have lunch after 2 o'clock, and then we have to be at the St. Barts at 5 o'clock again.
If we have time, can we go and take a walk in Central Park?
We don't have time like
No,
that.
yeah.
It's take an
If
hour and a
we're
half to
finished.
get back from Kip. We'll probably be there at 2, 3:34. There's no time because we have to be at St. Bart's at 5.
But where are we supposed?
When can we go to Central Park?
I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out. The schedule's tight,
We have to
but
wake
that's a
up
good problem.
really early and do it once.
We have time.
Morning jog.
We have time Wednesday before 3,
We're going
What are we
shop.
doing?
and that's supposed to be shopping. That's the only open time we have.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to sacrifice the shopping, which is really scary.
We can sacrifice some sleep. Yeah.
Oh,
Why don't we check out Central Park at night? Because I heard that.
you don't check out Central Park at night, you lunatic.
Okay. Sorry.
You check out
I'm
Central
from
Park
Norway.
at 12 noon with the sun up, and make sure the police are with you.
Sorry.
Central Park.
Is it dangerous?
No, obviously
Oh,
not.
Oh, let me go into an empty park in the middle of the
Yep.
city, and I'm a young girl. Tra-la-la-la-la.
Yeah,
No, we are
rude
sick.
though.
You can skip. I'm from Norway. Yeah, good
No.
luck. I would count
We
to
wear
10 before
costumes.
something happened.
Yeah,
Huh?
we're Spider-Man.
Yeah. Just because you're from Norway doesn't
You know
mean you're
what?
stupid. We're not
Spider-Man would
fighting
get mugged in Central Park in the middle of the
Teenage.
night time. I would mug Spider-Man
We'll
in the
drop
middle of
that.
the night in Central Park.
It was a joke.
We have a full day tomorrow. Another one. Kip, you're gonna meet the students. You're gonna hang with the students. You're gonna meet the faculty. We're gonna talk to them.
What are we doing on Friday?
It's in the book. I forgot.
When are we meeting the DVD again? Because they were like, okay.
Yeah,
Friday.
DVD.
Yeah.
So you guys wanted. So the idea is
Yeah.
to get some bags, fill it up with food, and then ride the subway system starting at 10 o'clock at night, and ride the trains back and forth, giving out food to the undomiciled. Yes.
Why don't we ask the St. Barts if we can take one of their shifts? Or like one of the shifts, but just move it to the subway at night?
They have a system.
Oh, they're not flexible?
They're
Okay.
rigid.
Well, where
We
did
have
we
a
get
s-
the food from? Are we buying it?
Yeah, we buy it at a store or something like that.
Okay.
We have Saturday morning. The risk is Friday night. We do this Friday night on the subway. We have to be up Saturday at 11 up in the Bronx.
Yeah, we can do that.
So we just have to leave here say 9:30. Just
Yeah,
Okay.
that's okay.
well, our schedule is packed. Look, my point is this: it's nothing to do negative with the shopping. You know my feeling about shopping, but you're also in New York, so it's one of these things, right?
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that we have so many things, so much events to help people packed into the week. So that's what I'm trying to say. If we don't get all the time in the world to shop, don't be so angry at me. You're getting something else. But when you come back with mom and dad, you say, you know what, Thomas screwed us, so I have to buy double now.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll even write a little note for your parents. They'll appreciate that. So why don't we now go out and you can get to see Times Square in the evening, and we'll get
Yeah.
some dinner if anybody's hungry. I know you're hungry. I'm still not hungry. That was a late lunch. But in all seriousness, as Os eats and drinks, how much soda can you drink? Holy crap.
You know, from our room, we can hear it. The boys go out
And
and
the ice
get
machine?
ice
Yeah.
cubes,
Yeah.
all the time. And even the DVD, they were like so amazed of him eating so much.
Keep eating. It's nothing bad.
No,
God,
it's
God-
really cool. It's so cool.
God bless.
It's good.
When you go to bed, before you go to bed, you must blog.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of you, all of you, have something to blog about today. Stop with the damn mobile phone.
I'm vlogging.
Oh Lord. We'll blog after I'm done with my soliloquy.
I was just gonna check if it was still here.
It's
and
still,
it
it's
is.
still there. It is incredibly important that you blog tonight.
Yeah.
It's incredibly important that you share your thoughts, your experiences on that blog, and with everybody who reads it. And people from all over will read the blog. But when you listen to me,
Yeah.
as Sebastian wrote to start off today's,
Shout out.
push yourselves. Don't hold anything back, because what you hold back, you're gonna hold back in the rest of your life. This whole trip is not about holding back. This whole trip is about existing. Exist, express, write. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
It's insanely important. It's about you. Don't cheat yourself. This isn't an exam where you think I could get over in school. This is about you. Why would you take a shortcut for you? Don't you want to make you better? Don't you want to know who you are? Then spend the time, put in the energy, open up, expose, take the risk. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Only then do you know who you are. Yes?
Yes.
Let's go out there.